Welcome back to Canyon Professional Development's Wednesday webinar. My name is Tyler Heckel, and last month we talked with A.C. Faulkner from our Ingram Honors College all about research and education. This month, it's May. The school year is winding down. I thought it's a perfect time to reflect on the end of the year with this month's guest, Lindsey Hogan. Lindsay, how's it going?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a great day to be alive. So the people want to know, like, what's your background? Where are you from? What brought you to GCU? What's your major?
Well, I'm obviously an education major. I'm math for secondary education, so middle school, high school, and just focusing on math. And I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, so I went to private Christian high school in the area. I grew up Peoria, Glendale, like all around here.
Okay.
So I kind of grew up hearing about GCU all the time. I mean, it's on every billboard ever in the area. And my mom actually went to GCU too, so that kind of pushed me to come here.
Lopes up.
So, yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, my school was really involved with GCU, went on countless tours, and all the GCU reps were coming all the time, so that kind of pushed me to come here, and obviously the dorms and the programs and everything, so, yeah.
We do have really amazing dorms for everyone who's wondering. And also, you say a lot of interesting things. First off, Peoria, Arizona. I'm also from Peoria, Arizona. I went to Sunrise Mountain High School.
Oh, shoot.
Where'd you go?
I went to Peoria Traditional School, and then I jumped all the way to Anthem for high school, North Valley Christian Academy.
Okay.
So
I'm doing my practicum at North Valley Christian Academy right now. This is so
cool.
crazy. And then I'm also, you said secondary ed. Are you more middle school or high school?
I'm leaning for middle school right now. Yeah.
Right there. I am also a middle school person. So what is your advice? How do you deal with the brain rot that kids are speaking? Like, what do you think is the best way to work with that?
Yeah, you just kind of, I feel like combating it with just as much brain rot a little bit. I mean, obviously having authority over the kids, but if you can, like, play around and joke with them when the time's right, I think that's the easiest way to kind of just, like, level with them a little bit and relate and, you know, make it fun.
I think it does give you some, like, credibility. It's like, hey, this, and also you kind of ruin the joke if you're like 6'7".
They're like, I'm not.
They're like,
anymore.
Hey, you're super old. Like, maybe this isn't funny. But I appreciate another middle school teacher grind. I feel like it's a small majority of us in the classes. It's all the high schoolers.
I didn't expect I'd love middle school, but I'm a sub for middle school right now, and I love it. It's so fun.
They are that's what I say. It's a fun bunch. It's obviously a crazy time in their life. Like, it's obviously super hard for them, but I just think they're so funny.
Yeah.
So I truly appreciate it. Hey, from Peoria and middle school, we're real connected there. You're also president of Impact Club. What is Impact Club and why should someone join it?
Okay, so we're basically just a club for future Christian educators. So anyone in the College of Education studying any education program and wants to be a future Christian educator is welcome to join the club. Our whole kind of goal is to just build up the future generation of Christian educators, build community, grow your faith, and just kind of meet other people in the same time period as you and just going through the same things. We focus our meetings a lot on just fellowship and getting to know one another, just building that community, building our faith. We do a lot of Bible studies, and we do some just random outreach and just activity things too. So I don't know if you've seen the poster that we had in the hallway, the Valentine's poster.
Yes.
That was Impact Club. We did one for Thanksgiving, and we just do some random outreach things. So for Christmas, we made cards for a hospice home, and then
that's nice.
Recently we did a donation drive for a local school in the area. We got backpacks with books and snacks and put bookmarks in it. It was really fun. Yeah,
and for the people who might not spend a lot of time in the College of Education hallway, the Valentine's and the Thanksgiving, it was just like, what are you thankful for? Yeah. Or like, it was like this big poster and teachers and students can write the things they're thankful for, the things that they love during Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like interactive posters. Yes. So Thanksgiving we did like, you could write a little note about what you're thankful for, and Valentine's Day we did little hearts and you could write people that you love and things that you love. And
I think it does a really good job of building like that community in just the College of Education hallway in Building 42. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. So you guys definitely do a lot of great work from what I'm hearing. If you're a future Christian educator, get on that. Join the Impact Club. They definitely need more people. I think May, for educators, it's like that time everything's winding down, wrapping up. why do you think it's important to reflect on what you did during the end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, it's so important because as an educator, the biggest thing is just growing and being a better teacher for your students, like all the time. That's kind of what you're aspiring to. You want to be there and be the best version of yourself for your students because we want the best for them.
Yeah.
And I think reflecting really helps us do that, whether that's writing a journal or just mentally reflecting or just taking the time even praying about it.
Yeah.
I think is so important to just kind of move forward and see the things that you're kind of doing right and see the things that you want to keep moving forward with and growing on. I think that's so important to just be the best educator that you can.
Yeah, I think what you said right there, like our goal is to be the best educators for our students. Education, on the same line as like healthcare professionals, first responders, you have a real incentive to do better at your job because who it impacts, right? And like most 9-to-5s, I want to do better because I can make more money and like get more like material possessions. But in education, a lot of the time it doesn't come with a raise. You're doing it simply because you love students. And I think that's so important and why you should reflect because, hey, what are some ways that I can learn and grow and be better for my upcoming students next year? And I like what you said about praying about it, using a journal, like those tangible things, like those tips on how to reflect better. What habits should someone make so they can be growth-minded set?
Yeah, I think constant reflection is super important, first of all. I mean, we're just kind of talking about that. I think personally, as like even as a sub, I like to constantly reflect, whether that's just like a little thing at the end of the day, like, oh, what did I do today? How can I make that better? And then even on a bigger scale, like the journaling, I've really gotten into journaling. That helps so much, kind of just being able to physically see what's going on and almost make like a plan for that of like how you want to grow and how you want to change. And I think another habit that's really good, and I've kind of gotten to do that a little bit more as a sub, is getting feedback from others. So whether that's from just my peers or administrators at the school, and even like some of the students, like they'll come up to me too, because middle schoolers are so out of pocket, and they'll tell you straight up.
They will tell you, like,
they will. They'll be
that
like,
lesson sucked.
Yeah.
Like, this was so boring. They will let you know.
It's so crazy, but the feedback is so important, and reflecting on that specifically. Like, I'll just have kids come up to me and be like, that was so fun. Let's do that again.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's in the book. I'll keep that in mind. So stuff like that, and just having a positive mindset through all of it, I think is so important, especially like we're about to be first year teachers, and having that positive mindset, because it's such a time for growing and changing and having that growth mindset. I think having a positive mindset through all of it is so important.
Yeah, I think there's also, like, the first step is humility, right? You have to understand, hey, this is not where I want to end up. Like, as first-year teachers, this shouldn't be the pinnacle. Like, this shouldn't be where my skills finish. I was talking to a student, and we're doing peer reviews for essays, and he was like, is this good? Like, it was pretty good the first time. Like, I don't see the need to make revisions. It's like, do you think you're perfect? Like, do you think the essay is perfect, like, right now? Like, do you think there's nothing to be improved on? And I think that's the same thing with us as people and as educators. Like, understand every lesson can be improved. Like, every year of teaching can be improved and worked on. I also like what you said about, like, your students will let you know. Do you ever find that a lesson in your head, you're like, oh, I don't think the kids will like this, and they actually love it? Or like vice versa, like, oh, my kids are going to be so hyped about this, and they're just like, well, this is boring, this stinks.
Yeah, all the time. I mean, it's so crazy because, I mean, in reality, I'm less than 10 years older than these kids, so I feel like I can kind of relate to them a little bit, but sometimes, like, I'll think of something like, this is boring, let's do the next thing. I'm like, okay, let's do the next thing, okay. But, I mean, I think reflecting on what the students have to say is so important with that. Kind of, you want to engage them. I mean, the focus is on them and getting them engaged in the lesson and trying to appeal to their interests and what will get them most engaged in the material. So.
Yeah, and, like, their feedback is the important feedback. They're the one who's learning the material. So if they're like, hey, this wasn't your best work, like, we can do better on this, it's like, well, I should actually take that with I should really understand what they're saying and work to improve that. I always find it so funny when I'm lesson planning. I'm like, this seems a little boring, but, you know, it seems pretty fine. Or vice versa, like, oh, I think the kids are going to love this. And then the next day they're like the totally opposite. Like, you just don't know. So taking their feedback, because they're the ones who would know. And yeah, obviously we're only 10 years older, but like a lot changes in 10 years. Like, I do not have a grasp on what middle schoolers like. So that's where it's important to take their feedback.
Yeah.
Are there specific things you think teachers should focus on towards the end of the school year, or like just focus on the year general, or do you like break that down into categories?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've kind of hit on it a lot, but reflecting is one of the biggest thing as like just at a whole for the whole school year, because it's important to constantly reflect.
Yeah.
But kind of looking back at the whole year. I mean, even as a student, we kind of do that, like looking back at our habits throughout the entire year and how to move forward and how we want to change the next year. So it's the same thing as a teacher, going through that and seeing how you want to change your teaching skills and your management skills and all the different strategies you use, and if there's things you want to update.
Yeah.
I think that's so important. And obviously, again, looking at the feedback with that, I think one of the biggest things with especially the end of the school year is making a distinct plan for how to go forward.
I like that.
Instead of just kind of, being like, that didn't work, this didn't work, and just kind of having it all jumbled, thinking like, these are specific things I want to grow with. These are specific things I kind of maybe want to toss in the trash and let's not do next year. And kind of having that distinct plan going forward is really important.
And you talked about it a lot. Journaling can be your best friend at that. First, it gives you like in writing, hey, this is what I noticed, and you can see that change throughout the year, but also kind of hold yourself accountable. If you write it down like, hey, I am not going to do this next year, it's not just like, well, totally forgot about it. No, there is some accountability to that. So I think what you said on the importance of journaling as a reflection tool is so right. I also like with reflection, like you can reflect on the year as a whole, but I don't think that's as valuable as reflecting on your aspects of teaching. So it's, as a manager of a classroom, how did I do? Oh, I could have worked on this. Okay, let's write that down, see how we can improve. What about my lesson planning? Oh, this could have been better, this could have been better. Instead of it just like, year went fine, like 8 out of 10 year, let's see what we can do next year. I think the specifics in reflection is so important.
Yeah, categorizing it. And I'm such a sticky note person. I know you're talking about journaling. I love a good sticky note, and I use so many sticky notes. But writing, like, I love having little sticky notes being like, do this, or do this, and do this. And I think it's so important. Like, however you want to do it. Like, making a little note, reminder on your phone or anything like that is so, so great to be able to actually have something to look to and hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, I think there's an aesthetic of teachers, and the sticky note is definitely an aesthetic of, like, if you go to a classroom, 9 times out of 10, the teacher's desk is going to be full of sticky notes, like to-do lists. Hey, do this next time. I also know like, people lesson plan on sticky notes. Do you graduate this year?
I graduate fall of 2027, so I still have a year. But getting there. Yeah.
I think so. Even though you have a year, you still kind of down the road in this college thing and this life thing in general. Like a lot of people aren't where you are. So what's some advice you'd give to maybe the younger generation, maybe someone who's just starting their college of education journey? What advice would you give to them?
I think just soaking it all in. I mean, it's really overwhelming. It's a very overwhelming time. I mean, when I first came to GZU, I wasn't even an education major.
Really?
I was actually a pre-med major.
Dang.
And I was like, but I kind of always knew I wanted to do education. Even my senior project in high school was about education. And I think just taking the time and taking it day by day instead of stressing about the future, soaking it in, because it goes so fast. Like I feel like I just graduated high school. And now I almost this like I'm about to approach my senior year basically.
It's crazy how fast it goes. I really, really like that. I also I think it's important to understand like one bad day isn't the end of the line. I look back at some of the teachings like I did years ago. I'm like, holy cow, I was horrible. Like, it was not great at all. Even the first episode of this podcast, like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. So just, like, understanding that the goal, like, the end is not the first step is super important. Like, hey, there's going to be some bad days when you don't do good. Keep on that path. Like, practice makes perfection. Or practice makes progress. Is that the saying? Practice makes progress.
Practice makes progress. I mean, even in like actual like school and classes and stuff, I remember my first like hard math class, my first exam in that was so bad. It was so bad. But like just keep going at it and keep don't letting that drag you down.
Yeah.
Don't make that be the reason you switch majors. If you're really passionate about something, keep at it, and you're going to do great.
And I want to give you an additional like round of praise, because being math for secondary is so impressive. Like it blows my mind that people are able to do like high level calculus and stuff. It's so impressive.
Can is a strong word.
I think you totally got it. Like the NES for math.
Oh.
Well, people who pass the NES for math, they have like my biggest respect. They're the coolest people in the world to me, because it just confounds me. I do not understand math at all.
It's an evil test. I'm supposed to take it in a month. So
best of luck. We know, we believe in you on the Wednesday webinar, so we know you're going to do great on it. Now we're going to move into everyone's favorite segment, which is not, it's a new segment. We started last week. It didn't have a name last week. I workshopped it all week. Ready for this?
Okay.
I even wrote it down on this paper. Straight to the principal's office. You're going to give a hot take in education. Okay. And depending on how well I like your hot take will determine if it's valid or you get sent straight to the principal's office. Are we still workshopping on the name, or is it like...
I like the name.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. So what would be your education hot take?
I think my education hot take would be getting computers out of the classroom.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think computers are really important, obviously. Like, I don't want kids writing a 1,000-word essay on just paper. That would be awful. But I think they have a time and the place, and I think so much in school is just fully on the computer. I mean, like, even at the college level, especially in math, I think students really benefit from doing things on pencil and paper and physically doing math and physically being able to learn in that way. I think it really helps their comprehension and ability to learn the material. Instead of just staring at a screen all day.
Yeah.
I mean, like, even at the college level, I think doing Alex homework, I hate staring at the screen and just doing my Alex homework all day. I feel like I'm not learning anything. And I think students really have the same opinion on that, especially even middle school students. Like, I tell the kids, oh, let's do iReady, and they're like, ugh, I don't want to just stare at the screen.
No, it's horrible.
And they really benefit from kind of straying away from technology a little bit, too, and bringing back the pencil and paper.
I think your take is safe from the principal office. It is not going to the principal. I just think during COVID, I think we took a pendulum swing too far one way, where it's like everything has to be on technology and everything has to do computers. I think it kind of defeats some of the learning, and it's harder to do. I think we're just over-reliant on technology, and I agree, hey, let's get computers out of the classroom. Let's focus on some other stuff. Last week, I didn't give an education hot take, and I felt so left out. So I wrote one down, and this one, I want to clarify for the audience. I just looked one up. Like, I'm a non-biased podcast host, so this one is not my education hot take, so don't flame me. But the hot take is that standardized testing is a good thing because, one, it gives good data on students where they're proficient and where they need to improve. 2, it provides a little bit of motivation for students. Like, hey, I have a big test coming up. I need to start learning the material. 3, it creates a fair grading system for teacher. Instead of teacher bias, standardized test is standardized, so it treats all the students the same. And then 4, it is a good data point for teachers and school districts to get measured. If teachers aren't doing a really good job, it can reflect on that. Or versus like, hey, this teacher's doing a great job teaching, it can give them some kudos. What do you feel about that hot take?
I think those are some pretty good points. I mean, I feel like as a student, you hate standardized testing.
Yes.
And even as a teacher, I mean, the school that I'm subbing at right now is kind of going through it. And a lot of the teachers, it's a stressful time for the students and the teachers. But I do think they're beneficial in a lot of ways. A lot of the points that you were saying, I mean, it's standardized, it's unbiased, it helps bring in that data that's really important, just even as an educator to be able to look at that data and think how you want to change and grow. Next year, kind of hitting on that past point that we were talking about.
Data's so important in education. It's like, hey, all my students don't know what a verb is. Like, next year, I'm really going to hammer what a verb is. I think this take is like maybe an in-school suspension. Like, it's not going straight to the principal's office. I think one of the biggest issues that I've noticed with standardized testing is kids don't care. Like, if it's not going in the grade book, I don't care. I remember I was taking my ACT, and I was looking around, and it's like, yo, it's been 30 seconds, and you're done? Like, what do we do? Like, and that affects schools, so some numbers can be skewed. So that's why I think it's like just an in-school suspension and not straight to the principal's office, because I do think there is some merit, but we don't want to over-rely on standardized testing.
100%. I didn't care about standardized testing in high school.
Yeah.
My SAT score was not great, unfortunately, but, you know.
The fortunate thing is that SAT scores don't really determine a person's worth, which is super nice. But yeah, I think there's a place for them, like most things in it, like computers in education. They definitely have a place, but I think we become too over-reliant on these. So these are some great education takes. Lindsay, thank you so much for being here. This is the Wednesday webinar. There's more information about the Impact Club and all the professional development we offer in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.